So, to tune your body, again, and connect your consciousness to ability to communicate, we need to somehow retune your energetic system. That's the reason why we are building the pyramids, having or using special golden proportions. Okay? Understood. Let's go on. To our present normal life. Any one of you, if you go, you made a decision, you want to perfect yourself, you want to develop your psychic abilities, your spiritual abilities, and you go to the courses. You make simple exercises for developing your sensitivity, and as soon and when you just felt the first energetic ball between your hands, it means that your first energetical body got into resonance with the first energetical body of the Mother Earth, which is great. Sensitivity started to grow up. Then you consider to continue and develop more. You are working and developing your abilities, and then suddenly you start to have visions. Like kind of astral journeys. You understand what I'm talking about? Yep? It means that your second energetical bodies got into resonance with the second energetic body of the Earth. And you are continuing your development. And next moment, depends on your genetic capacities, you are getting cancer. When we made a kind of a request through National Security Academy of Russia, trying to find out what's going on with the healers or clairvoyants in 7 or 10 or 15 years of their very honest work. 70% died from cancer. The most well-known teachers, Jiddu Krishnamurti, Ramana Maharishi, Vivekananda, Sri Aurobindo, Mira Alfassa, Madame Blavatsky, Nisargadatta Maharaj, who else? Vanga, all of them died from cancer. You see? When you start meditate, and you are getting so-called cosmic energy. Important, cosmic energy, not Earth, cosmic. Your inner biological time slows down. And on one hand, it looks like, okay, it slows down. And it will be, if it will be like this for a long time, I'm going to live very, very long. But your telephone rang, child started to cry. You went out of this condition. Your immune system immediately returns back to the present state of your organism, because new one, immune system considered to be abnormal. So it means your immune system speeds up your inner biological time. This to and fro can happen with you 500 times, maybe 1,000 times. But 1,001 inner biological time speeds up, goes through the phase of uncontrollable division of the cells, and this is the cancer. There is an ancient text who clearly warns that people must know about capacities of their own biological and energetical fields. You must know. The mistake is that when we go, like into the school, first class, second class, third class, and we are according, or when I'm talking about energetical practices, we are in cancer. Ancient text says, first energetical body, second energetical body, and third energetical body should be synchronized with first, second, and third energetical body of the earth as one. Not one by one, but it's one. And then text says, you will step over the border of death. For this particular and very important reason, ancient Egyptians have received from this highly developed civilization knowledge about instruments which they used to synchronize this energy. Text says, the energy which you are receiving during meditation should be synchronized with the energy system of the planet Earth. Then, next moment, transformation goes into the range of energy acceptable for human organism. Then you are developing, no problem, very healthy, very talented, but you must know about it. And the instruments which they have been using was very special. Next part. They have been using so-called the wands of Horus. You can see these wands in the hands of each statue, any pharaohs and ancient priests, anywhere in any museum. Why they are in the hands of ancient Egyptian priests? Because this is the instrument of a very high value. They also used insoles. It was a mixture, copper with gold and silver with zinc. This instrument helped to synchronize first 3 energetical bodies of a human being with the first 3 energetical bodies of the earth. And you step over the border of death. Pyramid is constructed exactly to synchronize all 7 energetical bodies of the human being with the 7 energetical bodies of the earth. And this gives you unusual, very important capacity. You can control inner biological time. It means, again, another explanation. In Eastern tradition, we know about yin-yang, male and female beginning. In ancient Egypt, the same energies have been called Ba and Ka. But one very important thing is missed. Yin-yang, Ba and Ka, this is 2 in counting flaws of time. If you synchronize, harmonize the inner biological time, in 2 weeks, your inner biological time is conservated. It means from this moment, if it's synchronized and conservated, 100 years, 200, 500, 1,000 years, 2,000, no problem. Only ballot can stop you. That's it. Only ballot. This important moment for understanding. So, and from here, what is time right now? 8 or not? Okay, so we can continue. So, when we found this interesting knowledge about the pyramids, when we have translated this text, we came to another very important conclusion, that pyramid can offer us a very interesting instrument for our present life, daily life. Probably, a pyramid can give us much, much more than we can even imagine. But for investigation, we need to have good shaped pyramids. And it was a little bit not honest from us, from investigators all over the world. Because when we have been trying to describe the pyramidal effect, like 10 years ago, for example, and trying to give you information about types of effect, we have been talking about it without any serious investigations. All the pyramids in the world, which you know, they are destroyed. It means they do not work. Exactly for this reason, we made a decision to build a pyramid. To put together all the knowledge that we have gathered and conduct a scientific investigation in the pyramid. And now I will give you some results of this investigation, which actually are pretty interesting. Please, next file. So, Mechnikov Vaccine Research Institute of Russia. So, a similar picture was observed when the mice were injected with the various vaccines. So, the idea was like this. We took two groups of mice. One group had been exposed into the pyramid, and the other group not exposed in the pyramid. Then, in the institute, we have ejected them poison, real poison. And what is interesting, you see, the tumor developing in control was several times higher. So those groups who have not been in the pyramid, they got these health effects problems pretty fast. I think, let's do it like this. Give me a previous file, I think it's better. I just missed one very important file. This one. So, we used a very deadly type of bacteria. Usually, when we inject this bacteria, so-called Salmonella typhimurium, it causes 100% death. 100. But those mice who have been exposed into the pyramid, up to 40% of them stayed alive. And it was absolutely amazing result, because medical scientists tell you it's impossible, because Salmonella typhimurium kills 100% of mice. And if they stayed alive, it can be only because of the pyramid effect. Because pyramid is stimulating immune system of the mice. And that's why, just go back again, next file. Next. Finish. And here we return back that even water that have been exposed to the pyramid and then given to the mice, or when they have been injected by a very serious dose of cancerogens, a pretty big percentage of the mice didn't get cancer. So we came to the conclusion that the pyramid has very strong anti-cancer effect. And also I'd like to give you a very short brief information about one experiment that we did. Actually, it was not an experiment. It was approximately 15 years ago when I visited one of the pyramids under Moscow, which had been constructed, and there I made a friend with a man who was approximately 65, 67 years old, very, so active, very nice guy, and we spent very good time together. And once I came there, and I didn't find him here, and I was told that he has got a very serious form of cancer of the liver, right, cancer of liver here. So when next time I saw him, it was a terrible picture. He had no neck, like a crocodile. His skin is terrible. And he was already gone through 2 chemotherapy, 2. He lost his hair. Result is very bad. And I told him, listen, you are living just 35 kilometers away from the pyramid. Just take a car, go there, and spend there all day in the pyramid. So, in 20 days, His neck was absolutely clean. Absolutely clean. Result was amazing, but he was Russian. Do you know what means Russian? Great! Oh, great result! In 1 week, back, bearing ground. But result was absolutely amazing. So, maybe very shortly, maybe I have explained it to you not so clear, maybe badly, but important is that has very serious anti-oncological effects. And experiments with oncological cells have been done in many institutes in Russia, and we have got one and the same result, that pyramid is the instrument where we can stop the oncological process. First, slow down. It's important. Not heal, slow down, and then stop. If the process will stop, medicine will tell you, you are healed. So, I don't think that... okay, I will shortly explain, just not to read this information also. Here the text about antiviral effect of some medicine. Interesting is that when antiviral medicine have been exposed into the pyramid, and then we gave this medicine to mice in concentration 5,000 times less, effect was much higher than the normal concentration. And when we exposed this antiviral medicine longer, then we find out that concentration of this antiviral medicine doesn't matter how. Just 1 drop, and the effect is higher than the full concentration, normal concentration. Another very interesting experiment, also very intriguing, challenging. In St. Petersburg, I've gotten kind of an invitation to make a test with insulin. I have got a few capsules of insulin, which is already went out of the, how to say, out of use long ago, so you may not use it. We put this insulin into the pyramid for 12 days. First result, the activity returned in 12 days 100%, as it was just normal, just very active. Plus, this insulin had immune stimulating effect. And then we changed the concentration to very, very, very small. The same effect. Can you imagine? It's wonderful result. We did even more result. In the middle of the pyramid, we put the system for the concentration of energy into, like in a beam. And then on a small glass table, we put insulin, normal insulin. And then on top of it, we put just a bottle with water for 12 days. You see? Then, when people drank this water, they have the same effect. So it means you can get less insulin than usual. And this is, this is very important for immune system. It's very important for the blood system. So, very challenging results. Okay, next slide. Oops, no. This is another very important purpose, how the pyramid can be used. Slow down the aging processes and construction of Tilmun, the land of life. Tilmun is an ancient Sumerian name. What it means, Tilmun, for us now? Again, we return to pyramids as an instrument to control inner biological time. Those who fly here 18,000 years ago, and those to whom they gave the knowledge about the pyramid. And this is described in the Gospels, in the ancient texts. They have been living very, very long. 600 years, 900 years. Remember this text. And some scientists, they just supposed, probably ancient they had not been, so, let's say, too, intellectual or too developed, and they had a wrong calendar, probably. They counted moon cycles or whatever. No, the reason was quite different. It was really so. The pyramid had this aging effect. And by the way, those who 18,000 years came here, they lived very long. Some of them, we can consider, according to the text, 1,200, 1,500 years, 2,000 years, something like this. And being in a very good form, in a very good shape. So, ancient text says, if to make a right choice on the land and build a certain complex of pyramids in a certain places, forming a certain energetic system, inside of this system, effect of conservation of inner biological time will happen. It means inside of the system, all illnesses go away. They have been living, and actually, if we will start to use it, actually in Russia, we start to use it already. We're already building the whole system. We can control our biological time and to seriously prolong our life. We are doing it for very serious purposes and scientific experiments, but ancient text says that they have been living exactly this way because energetic field of this complex was harmonizing inner biological time. And this is a very important key moment. Remember this name, Tilmun, the place of life. And what is interesting, ancient text says that those whom gods, those extraterrestrials, Neferu or Anunnaki, those who entered Tilmun, they have been receiving immortality, according to the ancient text, immortality inside. If you go out of this area in 2 weeks, everything returns. And do you remember why? Because planet Earth lost the orbit, the different vibrations. If we go back again, the system goes into harmony, conservation of inner biological time, and again, everything is okay. This, what you see here, this is one of our projects, actually, which we started to realize in Russia. This is so-called Project 12. This is a project which is combining the whole system of the pyramid, medical institute, schools, kindergartens, hotels, anything. It's like a city among the pyramids. And another very important aspect. So what's the time right now? 8 o'clock. So I think let's make a break now, okay? And then we will continue from quite a new part. I think we will a little bit concentrate on the results of investigation in Russian Academy of Science. Here is another small piece of information. So, Research Institute of Theoretic and Experimental Biophysics, Russian Medical Academy of Science. For the period of 3 and up to 21 days, a 10% solution of table salt have been exposed in the pyramid and then was added to the mice daily drink water, and 3 times a week the animals were teethed in the same solution. It emerged that the solution from the pyramid considerably reduces the effect of stress. This is a very important effect of the pyramid. Pyramid reduces stress. The indicator of this was the quantity of lymphocytes in the thymus gland, which is known to fall sharply with stress. The mice that drank water, the salty water from the pyramid, had been dipped in this water, showed almost no sign of stress. So interesting that after this period, the mice, which actually, you know, they do not swim, they started to swim. Next. Another very important experiment. It was not experiment on one hand, because I cannot say when I'm talking about the kids to say experiment. But we somehow try to use the pyramid effect to help heal kids. And here, we studied the influence of 40% glucose solution given internally and distilled water applied externally after both had been exposed in the pyramid. The patients were newborn babies with serious pathologies. An objective assessment was provided by an analysis of a immediate state index, which reflects the state of the patient's lymphoadrenal system. Data on 20 patients was analyzed. In all cases, even patients with very low index, close to 0, after the administration of 1 milliliter of the 40% glucose solution, the ISI rose practically to normal level. The same happened after the external application of 1 milliliter of water that had been exposed in the pyramid. So this is very special case when just glucose exposed in the pyramid, just water exposed in the pyramid, gives a very deep and positive effect, stimulating immune system of a human being, actually a child. So, next slide. Another very interesting application of the pyramid is that they were used as the tool to control the seismic activity of the planet. Next slide. Here on this map you can see zones of instability. Yellow one, the zones of relatively high instability, especially at our period after 2012. And the red is the zone of high instability. Next slide. So, and you know from ancient Eastern tradition this type of healing, when they used needles to influence a certain energetic points of organism. And always keep in mind, we today spoke about this equal construction of a human being and the planet Earth and the universe. Again, the same principle is here. We have energetic channels on our body. Planet Earth also has such energetic channels and energetic acupuncture point. This very interesting experiment we did with the help of military antenna system. So they're working as energetic lens. The pyramid is actually working as energetic lens and resonator, which generates energy and amplifies the energy. If you put the pyramid, let's say, on the place without energy vortex, just empty place, we have such places, especially a lot in the cities. In 12 days, pyramid will make a vortex, like make a hole here, and energy appears. So, and then it was kind of an experiment when militaries on their locators, they saw the energetic beam which goes out up from the pyramid. And you can see it here. This energetic beam was actually 1,200 meters, and it was fluctuating. And what is interesting that you can see by eyes this energetic beam, but it is not transparent for electromagnetic waves. That's the reason why we saw them on the screen. Let's go on. So, this is the pyramid that have been built between Moscow and St. Petersburg. We did this picture just, occasionally. When we were back from the pyramid by car and went away on this distance approximately 40 kilometers, I just made a picture. And we noticed this beam of energy. It's not, a light, it's just a beam very high. On the base, it is approximately 500 meters wide and 1,000 and more meters high. Next slide. So ancients, they knew that the pyramid had this energetic beam which is going up and going down. And if you, according to the principle, you build a pyramid and a certain place, acupuncture point of the earth, then you can affect the tension, the energetic processes on the pretty big depth of the planet and control this seismic activity. So this is another idea how the pyramid placed in certain places of our planet can be used and the system to control seismic activity. And what is interesting, this picture. You see, all the pyramid complexes are situated in the middle of the zone of high seismic instability. If you look at it, you say, oh, ancients have been crazy. How is it possible to build buildings in the middle, of an earthquake? One answer: to control the seismic activity. And experiments that have been done and recorded in Russian Academy of Science proved that the pyramid has this effect. They are depressing the seismic activity of the location where pyramids is situated. And here is something very special, just for you. When I learned about this effect of the pyramid, I have been absolutely, paralyzed. I was shocked. The pyramid have been used to capture spirit. And then I put together all ancient texts, all myths, all stories to understand what stands behind. But fortunately, there are some ancient texts which are very clearly describe this effect. To describe it, if you allow me, I will use, a very free form of explanation. You will see what I mean by that. So just imagine, I'm Anunnaki, extraterrestrial, okay? From another planet like Mars, very highly developed. And you are my son here, okay? my wife is earthly lady. You have been born here on the planet Earth. You are a ruler of a certain place, like for example, Gilgamesh was. One half of his blood was extraterrestrial, the other half earthly. Okay? Okay, 3/4, right. You remember. So, then time comes, and I tell you, my son, in 3 or 5 years, I'm just giving you general information, but I know exactly when you will die. And I tell you, you must build a pyramid. Then, when this pyramid will be built according to your proportions, at a certain place, when you will die, your body should be taken into the pyramid. The pyramid takes a hologram from your energetic system, capture the spirit, and this spirit will stay here as long as this pyramid exists. Then, your body, we can put it on fire, we don't need any more body. Then I tell you, in 200 years, on the beach of the Black Sea or Mediterranean Sea, in such a place, in such a family, a new child will be born. It will be you. Your people must know about it. They must go there, pick this child, and bring it into the pyramid. And when this child will be taken into the pyramid, your former energetical structure, I mean your former one, like personality, will join with him. And not one, all your previous lives. Your energetic system, like a flower, will grow up, and you will be the king of the kings. It means according to the energetic capacities. Because his life would be like a star. And actually, it is all about all people. This is a very important idea. When we say or we think about the enlightenment, we missed very important issue from the ancient knowledge. There are two of them. First of them says, you must know the place where you die and where you die. And then, at a certain day, you must go there. And if you find the right place, like here in the pyramids, you will re-enjoy, and your consciousness will be opened. And then you will become like Osiris, ancient Egyptian god of gods, Osiris. This is the key moment. Another one, synchronization. If you are practicing, if you want to develop your psychological abilities, your energetical abilities, anything, you should synchronize your energetical body with the energetical bodies of the earth, best 4 times per year. Then, no problem, and everything will be great. If you have no these possibilities, sometimes cancer, sometimes something else. So, this is very important aspects of ancient knowledge. This type of pyramids of Mexico, that was like Chinese pyramids, they were created exactly for one reason, to capture the spirit.